What's going on, everyone? This is Spilling Tea with Chris G, and tonight I'm going over Real Housewives of Atlanta season finale. We are here, y'all. It has been 400 episodes, but we are done with this season 9. Of course, I'm going to go ahead and go over my top 5 highlights, and I'm going to spill the tea as well, so let's get started. Johnny and Phaedra. Phaedra, why? Okay, so Johnny had went to the attorneys that Phaedra had suggested, and Phaedra, of course, did go because she is sipping that tea about everything that Johnny is saying. And the attorney had decided that they were going to represent Johnny only for the labor portion of him working for Kandi and her wedding, and not the restaurant, because they weren't really sure about what transpired, and there was no paperwork to prove that he was the one who came up with the concept. So they did find that he did have a case. Now, they also found that Kandi was in violation of labor laws because he was saying that they would work almost 24 hours a day on Kandi's wedding with everything that she wanted with the Coming to America theme. Now, granted, Phaedra is not involved with the lawsuit, but you still kind of shadra with it because you're still sitting next to Johnny and you were best friends with Kandi for a long time. So I'm just kind of like, I'm just looking at you sideways a little bit this whole entire season, Shadra. I'm looking at you sideways. Kandi did find out, she is being sued by Johnny. So she did mention that at Sheree's party, which I will jump into towards the end. For my second highlight, Riley, Block, and Kandi finally all got to sit down to discuss how Riley and Block can move forward in their father-daughter relationship. Kandi and Block, of course, got into it at the restaurant, and Riley is sitting in the middle. Riley really didn't even want to say anything to Block. She wasn't really saying anything. Like, Kandi was like, you talk, you know what I'm saying? You do the response, not me. And Riley was looking at Kandi like, no, you do the talking. So, Kandi was just telling him, you let Riley down all those times that you said you were going to be there, you weren't. And Block was saying, well, you brainwashed Riley, and they were kind of going back and forth. And then Riley finally stood her ground and said, no, not brainwashed. And, I would like to go ahead and try to work this out with you and try to move forward. So I was really happy about that. I'm glad that them two, they're trying to get back on the right foot. Hopefully Block upholds his promise, because he was saying that he's a good dad, but you can't be a good dad to other kids and not the one kid. All around, it's called being a good dad, and that's what Kandi was trying to prove. Like, yeah, you have other kids and you're saying you're a good dad to them, but what about this one? So, I'm glad that Kandi and Riley, hopefully they can move forward with Block, and hopefully he keeps his word. On to my third highlight. Sheree is getting ready for her housewarming. She has her whole party staff there, got the contractors there, the workers there. Everybody is trying to get this house ready. She got the the Chateau Sheree light outside blinking, talking about she has arrived. She is here. Her house is almost completed. And all of a sudden, her contractor was like, sorry about the appliance situation, but the wrong packages came in, and so you're not going to have any appliances. And Sheree was freaking out because, right, how are you going to keep your drinks cool or things frozen and you don't have any appliances? I mean, a kitchen with no appliances, that does look kind of cray. However, the house is beautiful nonetheless. I will say that I'm happy for Sheree to finally get Never Never Land completed, or just about completed. However, there have been rumors going around on different blog sites stating that the contractors were not paid by Sheree, and actually she's getting sued again. So the first time She had attorneys suing her, and they repoed her Maserati. Now we're back again with this big massive house, and I hope your house don't get repossessed and y'all back in the condo. I'm hoping not, Sheree. I hope you make this right, but girl, stop buying this stuff and you can't afford it, girl. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. But nonetheless, she got the house, like I said, almost completed, beautiful. It was definitely gorgeous. It had baseboards and the whole nine, so she did a good job on that. But I am a little concerned, and of course I will be serving y'all that tea when it comes in. Also, the tea on the house as well, again, is what Kenya said, is the mom actually has her name on the house and not Sheree. So I don't know how that will go with the contractors, but they are wanting Sheree to go ahead and sell. Also, Sheree had to appear in court in Atlanta as well for her party that was unauthorized without party permits. Her and Kenya had the same issue where they had to pay the city of Atlanta. On to my fourth highlight. So the party is here. All of Sheree's guests showed up. Miss Lawrence, Dwight was there. Some of the ladies from Married to Medicine Atlanta was there. Lisa Wu showed up. Kim Zolciak and Croy. I mean, she had the gamut there. Everyone basically showed up except for Nene. Now, Nene says that she was invited to the party, but she was unable to make it due to prior engagements. But as I can recall, Nene was saying that she would never visit Never Never Land because there's nothing to visit. So I'm pretty sure we all kind of figured that Nene wouldn't show. But anyways, nonetheless, it was a beautiful party. Sheree, she really showed out. She had on her dress that turned into like a sexy cat suit. I mean, she really put on a good show for everyone. And so, Candy and Phaedra is still kind of awkward. They were there, but they really didn't speak. But Candy did finally sit down with Phaedra. And Candy was asking her, well, first Phaedra had told her how she felt about Sheree and Apollo's fiance being at the OLG opening. And Phaedra felt like Candy had basically set her up. So even if Phaedra did go and she didn't hang out with Portia, she kind of felt like she would be walking into an ambush, basically. And Candy was saying that she had no idea that Sheree was going to show up. The only person that really knew was Todd and Peter. But I kind of, it's a little fuzzy for me, but my personal thought is I kind of think that they knew. I mean, I'm sure production had to, or at least Todd had to mention something. Todd doesn't seem like he keeps secrets, but I don't know. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. But then Candy said, well, that leads me to my question about you and Johnny. So then, of course, Phaedra says, well, because due to client and attorney privilege, I'm not at liberty to speak on any of that.
Are you his attorney?
I'm not his attorney. As an attorney, as a professional, if someone comes to you for advice, you cannot divulge who it is, what they came for, because that's just unethical. So I can't speak on it.
But I thought you said Johnny was not your client. So, of course, Candy said, you know what? Well, that got me looking at you a little sideways, too. So, Candy had got up, and, of course, that didn't end well. On to my fifth highlight. So, during the party, Kenya, she's pointing out everything that's wrong with the house. And Kenya accidentally went down into the basement, her and Candy, because Kenya was looking for the bathroom. And she knew she shouldn't have been down there anyways, but she went down there and she found that the basement was unfinished. But the basement looked like a house and a house and a house within a house itself. I mean, I was like, good God. I mean, you could house like 2,000 people down here. So Kenya, she's like, oh my God, it's not finished. I thought she said her whole house was finished. And Candy was saying, Kenya, go ahead and give the girl a break. I mean, she's doing this all by herself, like all by herself. I mean, everybody's basement isn't finished. Well, my basement is finished. So Sheree's friends had seen that they were missing, and she went to the basement, and she was like, why are you guys down here? You shouldn't even be down here. So Sheree's friend ran to her bedroom while Kim and Sheree were in the bedroom looking around, and ladies were just kind of looking all over the house, and she was saying, "Oh, there's some bleeps down up in your basement." And Sheree had jumped up and said, "Who's down up in my basement?" So Kenya and Candy had came into the room. Kim, of course, she doesn't like to start anything, but she will finish you. Said, that's rude for you to be up in somebody's basement, and who does that? So Kenya said, "You know what? You need to worry about your husband. He's unemployed, not working."
Your husband doesn't have a job right now, so worry about that.
Oh, really?
That was a low blow.
Really? 8 years in the NFL, 20 million? I think he's okay, bitch.
Jesus.
Why are you?
And you got duck lips, and they were just kind of exchanging things back and forth. Kim also said that Kenya can't have any kids, and she wished she had the life that Kim has. So they kind of exchanged back and forth, and then finally towards the end of the night when Kim was leaving, Kim said, not talking to you, don't care if I say goodnight to you, bye-bye. But she said bye to everyone else. And I'm kind of glad Kim showed up to the party. I'm glad to see a OG Real Housewives of Atlanta, and hopefully Kim shows up for the next season, season 10. They do a new cast. So a lot of changes seem to be coming. They're actually doing a 4-part season finale, or not a season finale, but a 4-part reunion for the show, which is going to be super dope. I'm excited about that. I want to see who put this cease and desist where Portia can't talk about whatever this issue is. Allegedly, Phaedra is the one who put it against Portia to not bring up the whole drugging thing against Candy, so that's kind of fuzzy there. I'm also wanting to see Peter and Cynthia, their interaction. Allegedly, they're both dating separate people. They're in the market. So Phaedra's divorce was thrown out by the judge, stating that Phaedra did not serve Apollo correctly. So he's still engaged, but he's technically still married to Phaedra, and he's still fighting to get what's right. So they're still battling it out. Kenya and Matt are done. Matt has been going on to Instagram since then, about his distaste against Kenya. Also, Matt and Peter had got into it in North Carolina. You know how Matt is. Matt will drive it like a white Bronco across the United States to come get you. So he did drive to North Carolina to see Peter. And Peter was saying that he's going to release some type of video. So whenever that video is released, please make sure you go to Spilling Tea with Chris G, KRYSG on Facebook. Of course, I will go ahead and hit you guys with that video. That is it for you guys. Please make sure you subscribe. I will be here for the reunion. I cannot wait. It looks drama impacted. And of course, if I have any more tea, I will let you guys know. Have a good night.